Today, we're biking 50 miles across 6 Japanese islands as complete beginner cyclists. This is the Shimanami Kaido, Japan's most famous bike route, ranked number 4 in the world, and yes, even Michelin-starred. It has breathtaking views along these massive bike-dedicated bridges that feel like giant roller coasters, and it's open to all ages and fitness levels. I've had this on my bucket list since I was a kid, and luckily it's easy to get to and very welcoming to international visitors. We'll be splitting the ride into 2 days, which is highly recommended. And if you've searched online, you'll know there are endless questions about the Shimanami Kaido. Is it hard? What's there to do? What's there to eat? And how much does it all cost? We're here to answer all that and more. So, let's go. Biking across 6 Japanese islands sounds epic, but how do you actually fit the Shimanami Kaido into your Japan trip? It's 1.5 hours from Osaka or 1 hour away from Hiroshima, and you start from either Onomichi or Imabari. We're doing it over 2 days, but a lot of people do this as a day trip. You can rent e-bikes, enjoy the scenery, and stop at any island to return home. In our case, we were in the middle of our 2-week Tokyo to Fukuoka journey, so we took the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Imabari, biked the Shimanami Kaido to Onomichi, then continued west to Fukuoka. Have you biked the Shimanami Kaido, or are you planning to? Comment below, we would love to know. Now, let's check into Imabari. An industrial port city known for Japan's largest shipbuilding hub. Right outside Imabari train station, you'll find a cycle terminal with bike rentals, tourist information, changing rooms, and even tools for bike tuning. It's a cyclist's paradise. In fact, nearly 200,000 people, international and Japanese, come every year, and the route is lined with terminals just like this, 10 of them to be exact. You can rent or return bikes at any one, so if you get tired halfway, just drop your bike at the nearest terminal and hop on a ferry or bus ride home. We just checked into the Prime Hotel, which is brand new and very affordable. It has a bathhouse, laundry room, and my personal favorite, breakfast buffet. For dinner, we walked to Gomidori, an adorable cash-only yakitori spot that feels like you're in a little grandma's living room. Needless to say, the food was fantastic. Back at the hotel lobby, we got free beer. The perfect nightcap, as we'll need all the energy we can get for tomorrow. Our goal today is to clear 27 miles to the halfway point. The nice thing about splitting the trip into 2 days is not having to rush. We even stopped by the towel museum since Imabari is famous for them. If you want to see that side trip, check out our Instagram or TikTok. As for our luggage, we actually shipped everything to Fukuoka and only packed overnight essentials. We're approaching the starting line for the Shimanami Kaido, and you can see these huge bike bridges that we'll be riding on soon. This point is actually a short ride from Imabari Station, so we waited to rent our bikes here at Sunrise Itoyama. To rent your bikes, you have 2 options: just show up or make a reservation. We showed up at noon and had no problems, but during busy seasons, you'll definitely want to book ahead. At least 3 days before your trip, go to the official Shimanami bike rental website, choose your pickup and drop-off terminals, select your dates, and finally your bike type. Payment will be on pickup day, and credit cards are okay. If you're only riding for the day, go for the e-bike, as they cannot be rented overnight. Since we're splitting it into 2 days, we got the battery-assisted bike. For pros looking for fancy carbon bikes, Giant is your store. There's one in Imabari, right next to the station, and one in Onomichi in this awesome cycle warehouse, where we'll be staying in later. Time to tackle our first bridge, the Kirosan Kaikyo, a huge suspension bridge and the most famous on this route. It's going to be the toughest climb, but also the prettiest section of the Shimanami Kaido. Now, the route is relatively flat, but to get on the bridges, you do have to climb these long spiral ramps. It's not impossible, but the battery assist really came in handy here. The grade is around 3 to 4%, which simply indicates how steep the hills are. As for navigation, just follow the blue line. We barely used our phones, and even in the dark, we didn't get lost. But more on that later. I first discovered the Shimanami Kaido back in middle school. It looked so magical and really reminded me of that one cycling road in Pokemon Ruby. Even though I didn't train for this, like maybe I should have, I came prepared in other ways. I brought these cycling shorts with padding, and that alone made a huge difference. But soreness is real, that and getting sunburned, so definitely pack sunscreen and reapply often. Our first island is Oshima, and where we're having lunch. As you bike, you can almost make this a food tour since each island has something unique to try. I got sea salt ice cream, a Thai burger, and a Mican drink. Now at this point, it would be smart to bike to the next island, but we detoured to the Kirosan observation deck. It holds by far the most beautiful view on the entire route, and it just so happens to be one of the toughest, but optional climbs. Remember when I showed you the different grades? To get on this mountain, it'll reach up to 10%. Even at full battery assist, this was no joke. It took over 30 minutes to make this climb, but I'm proud to say I didn't have to walk my bike up. However, it was too early to start celebrating. Yep, it ended up raining for an entire hour. We're here in early September, which is typhoon season. Fall and spring is the best time to bike the Shimanami Kaido, but it is open year-round. Luckily, the rain moves fast, and all that waiting pays off. Now our real challenge begins. We have to get to our hotel, which is 2 whole islands away. Definitely do not do what we're about to. Biking at night is dangerous since parts of the road can become pitch black, there's cars, and even wild boars. Now, for the most part, it was actually pretty peaceful, and we just focused on following that blue line. On the bridges, you'll have your own dedicated bike lane, and on the islands, you'll share the road with other vehicles. But at this time, it was like a ghost town, like something was about to pop out from the bushes. And it definitely doesn't help when you hear this in the dark. It was like Silent Hill, the Shimanami Kaido edition. But on we go. From this morning, it took us a total of 7 hours to get here. It was too late to eat somewhere, so we stopped by a family mart and got a huge protein haul. We spent over 4,000 yen, the most we've ever spent in a single kombini trip. We were blinded by hunger, and so I even got this interesting sleep drink. The hotel staff even prepared a snack for us with homegrown figs and cheese, and so we ate and passed out. We have an early morning today because we're going fishing. It's one of the many activities available at our hotel, Wakka, a hub for adventurers and outdoor enthusiasts. We couldn't resist, so we chose 2 activities for today. Guiding us is Daisuke, a man who can do it all. Remember those figs from last night? They were actually from his own garden. A short ride to the dock, we arrived at the boat with everything prepared for us. I do want to mention that nothing is sponsored in this video, and I'm sharing in hopes of helping you get ideas for your trip. Daisuke spoke English, and it was very easy to get started. Our goal is to catch tai, a specialty of the Seto Inland Sea. Moments like this are what I'm most grateful for when traveling in Japan. I know there's so much to do, but the mundane can just be as fulfilling. Just as our hour was almost up,
Oh, thank you.
Daisuke caught one and let me reel it in. Thanks to him, we won't be going home empty-handed, or should I say empty-stomached, because the hotel will cook the fish for our dinner. Thank you, Daisuke. I want to show you around Wakka before our next activity. Perfect for an overnight stay or just a pit stop. First up is the shower and laundry facilities, which you can use even if you're not staying at the hotel. For 900 yen, you can shower, wash and dry your clothes, plus be provided lounge clothes and sandals. You can rest on these tatami mats or sit at the beautiful cafe overlooking the Tatara Bridge, which we'll bike on tomorrow. You can also participate in over 20 activities offered by Wakka, just be sure to book ahead. Wakka also offers a taxi service for anyone biking the Shimanami Kaido. If you get tired anywhere on the route, they'll come pick you and your bike up. And lastly, the lodging. From bunk beds, tents, and even your own tiny house, there's lots of options at different price points. We're staying in the Ocean View residence. It has its own kitchen, washing machine, and soaking tub. It's also equipped with Snow Peak camping gear, everything you need to cook, and you can even rent this massage gun for free. Our next activity is stand-up paddleboarding. We'll make our way to a small island called Kojojima, which is currently uninhabited, but it used to be a post for pirates back in the 1500s. It's my first time doing this, but I got the hang of it pretty quick. Daisuke took these clips of us and even prepared snacks. We got in the water for a swim, and were joined by different wildlife, like these huge jellyfish and stingrays. Looking back, I'm really glad I took an extra day here. The Shimanami Kaido is incredible, but it's also a challenge. Having time to recharge halfway made it even better. Back in our room, we're going to shower and get ready for a special treat tonight. We're having a Japanese dinner catered in our kitchen. The theme is seafood from the Seto Inland Sea, which is known to have fish with a gentle taste. Our rooms come with these comfy Imabari towel pajamas, which is perfect right out of the bath. In my Tokyo Hotels video, I mentioned that Japanese hotels often provide pajamas. Check your accommodations so you have one less thing to pack. For other dinner options, you can check out the cafe at Wakka or take the free shuttle to Oyamazumi Shrine. From the shuttle, you can walk to local restaurants or Mare Gracia, an onsen with 8 different baths to soak your tired feet. If you're enjoying the video, please like and subscribe. Unbelievably, we recently passed 10,000 subscribers thanks to your continued support. Thank you, and we have more adventures planned soon. Dinner is packed with seafood in every possible form and paired with yet again Daisuke's homegrown fruit. The side dishes had crab, shellfish, and everything tasted unbelievably fresh. The Thai we caught earlier is served as sashimi, so we could really appreciate its gentle and slightly sweet flavor. One of the most unique dishes was this wafer. You pour boiling water over it, and it blooms to reveal the soup hidden inside. But this is hands down the best thing I've eaten on this trip. It's vanilla custard wrapped in mochi and bamboo leaves. If you see this in Japan, definitely try it. We ended the night with local beers from the fridge. There's actually 2 breweries you can visit on this trip. One here in Omishima and another in Onomichi. A 10 out of 10 dinner that totally made up for last night's kombini food. Tomorrow kicks off the second half of our journey, so let's rest up. Wakka sent us off with some electrolyte candy, and we're back on the road. With 24 miles to go, we need to refill our bike batteries at Omishima Rental Terminal. I was pretty conservative with the assist, so it was only around 50%. I would definitely crank it up if you get this bike, because replacing the battery is very convenient. The staff will pop it out and replace it with a new one. Quick, easy, and free. We're now approaching Tatara Bridge, designed to look like a bird spreading its wings over the sea. Easily one of the more picturesque bridges on the Shimanami Kaido. But don't be fooled by how close it looks. There's still a long, spiral maze to climb first. A little fun fact, if you stop underneath the bridge supports and clap, you can hear the sound travel up, creating loud reverberations. The locals call it the Roaring Dragon. Don't forget to give it a try. The Tatara Bridge marks the border between Hiroshima and Ehime Prefecture. You can see this line painted on the road. We're now on Ikuchi, or Lemon Island. You'll start to see groves of them. These are still unripe, but in spring, they turn yellow, making the scenery so much prettier. While biking at night, we actually ran into a wild boar, hence the sign here. Daisuke told us there are about 5 boars for every person on the islands, so be careful. We also just missed swimming season, which is from July to late August.
While we ride, here's a quick history of the Shimanami Kaido. The official name of the route is the Nishiseto Expressway, but most people call it the Shimanami Kaido, which means Island Wave Sea Road. So, why was this network built in the first place? Japan is a nation of islands. When we first began our journey in Imabari, we were actually on an island separate from the mainland called Shikoku. For a long time, there were no roads linking the two regions. Before the bridges, tragic sea accidents made it clear that safer, more reliable land routes were needed. To solve this, a bridge association was founded in 1970. Construction began in 73, and after 2 decades of work, the final bridge was completed in 1999. Building these was no easy task. Each of the bridges are engineering masterpieces that vitalize the area. As one quick example, there are now 8 times the convenience stores in Shikoku. So why is this a cycling route? Originally, there were no plans for bike lanes. However, the association realized that building these would make the lives of the residents much better. Also, in the 70s, biking had become incredibly popular in Japan, and national guidelines required that bike lanes be implemented on roads to prevent accidents. Continuously, the Shimanami Kaido Bicycle Road Utilization Promotion Council has worked with organizations in Hiroshima and Ehime to keep the bicycle route toll-free for over 10 years, with a common sentiment of local governments being, if there is a toll, it cannot become a cycling paradise. And don't forget about Bari-San and Mican, the wonderful mascots who cheered us on throughout the trip. Bari-San is from Imabari. They wear a towel and have a stylish crown representing the bridges. Mikan is an orange fruit dog riding a bike, so I don't think she needs more explanation. But Mikan and her evil rotten twin, Dark Mikan, always wear their helmets. Follow their lead and stay safe while you ride.
Thanks for the history lesson and unwavering support, Mikan. Time for gelato at Dolce, a classic stop on the Shimanami Kaido. The top 3 flavors are salt milk, lemon, and orange. You can't miss this shop as it's right on the path. Before we leave Ikuchijima, I want to highlight Kosanji Temple that houses the Cave of 1,000 Buddhas and the Hill of Hope. This is a very popular site, but one we skipped. Reason 1, the sun is too strong. Reason 2, there's honestly a lot to see and do on the Shimanami Kaido. Some people bike the entire thing in one day, while others will explore a single island in one day. You can even take the ferry to other remote islands like Okunoshima or Rabbit Island, or Takai Kamishima, an island with only 11 people. But if you want to plan your route, a great resource would be the official Shimanami Kaido website, which is entirely in English. And don't worry about the language barrier here. A lot of tourists visit this route, and the locals are very welcoming and happy that you came. This is Ikuchi Bridge, the easiest one to climb up. It's amazing how beautiful the views are, but you'll see in between your rides, the islands are sleepy and quiet. An interesting fact, Innoshima is known for once being controlled by pirates who collected tolls from any ships passing the Seto Inland Sea. Up in the distance, you can see Innoshima Bridge. The route leading up to it, in my opinion, is the most beautiful with the beaches and massive size of the structure. This is our 6th and final bridge on the Shimanami Kaido, and it's the most unique because of this covered path beneath the road. On a blazing hot day like today, this was a lifesaver. On our last island, Mukaishima, it's the most residential. We often share the road with students commuting on their bikes. Down this path is a ferry that'll take us to Onomichi. The ferry is 110 yen per person, bikes included, and cash only. It's very important that you take this ferry because technically there is a last bridge called Onomichi Bridge, but you do not want to take that as it's not suitable for bikes and can be dangerous. And finally, we made it to Onomichi. We returned our bikes at Onomichi Cycle Terminal, and that's it! We did it! Childhood dream accomplished. Dinner's at an izakaya, and of course we ordered the famous Onomichi ramen to celebrate. This is made from broth simmered with local fish, chicken, and topped with rich pork oil. Now that's the perfect end to the Shimanami Kaido. See you in the morning for a tour of Onomichi. We stayed inside this renovated warehouse at Hotel Cycle. The space is massive, filled with restaurants, cafes, souvenirs, and even that giant bike store. There are no walls separating the hotel from the rest of the shops, so you can freely walk around, sit, and relax. If it was a rainy day, you wouldn't even have to leave the building. The hotel has a bike repair station, a free coffee machine, and a laundry room. Our room is on the first floor, and it was big compared to our hotel in Imabari. There was even enough room to hang your bike up. Breakfast is right outside our door, and honestly, nothing beats rolling out of bed and being 2 steps away from freshly baked bread. After all that cycling, I felt as if I had an endless pit in my stomach that could only be filled up with warm, steamy curry buns and fresh milk. Onomichi is a retro seaside city layered with steep hills that feel straight out of a Ghibli movie. It's also featured in Yakuza 6, where they did an amazing job capturing the atmosphere. Up the hill, you'll find a maze of narrow streets full of cozy cafes, cats, and temples. 25 Buddhist temples to be exact, spread along a path known as the Temple Walk. The most famous is Senkoji Temple, where you get a stunning panoramic view. If you want to save your legs, take the ropeway up. In my opinion, ending your Shimanami Kaido ride in Onomichi is ideal. After all that biking, this is the perfect place to slow down, explore, and rest. Plus access to the Shinkansen. Thank you all for watching, and if you have any questions, comment down below. See you all in our next video or on our Patreon.